Yeah. So what's a moment from Alarm that still sticks with you today?
Um, I'm trying to. I think it was Bridgewater in 2019. I think we won. We won the imagery award once at a previous competition. And then we won the imagery award a second time, which I didn't know was possible. And I was like on my way back from like the bathroom or something. And they were like, we need you to come out on the field to accept the award. I'm like, what award?
Nice.
I heard that you were the one that made like our team's like big dragon, right?
Yeah, and I still have it. It's actually, I was going to bring it in last week, but we canceled on the Saturday. So it's in my car right now.
Oh, wow. You're coming to the shop tomorrow, right?
I am going to be at the shop tomorrow, yeah.
Are you planning on bringing it?
Yeah, if there's, I know it's a very small space, so if there's room for it.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, because it's now like our team's logo.
Yeah, I think I still have one of the, I have like the last year that we did the original like round alarm bell shirt that kind of looks like a stack of pancakes.
Yeah.
I learned is kind of something that they don't teach, and that is networking and marketing and people skills, which is a lot of salesmanship at the, not convention, what do you call them? At the competitions themselves. Like we would go from pit to pit, introduce ourselves, give like a alarm media package. We'd shake hands, and we made a lot of really good alliances to that from that. And there's a couple people I still know from teams like TJ Squared that I still talk to today.
What do you do like in your work now?
It's a great question because it's a weird answer. So I went to Mass College of Art and Design, where I was part of their cosplay club. And I think it must be 7 years ago now, there really wasn't a great store to buy specific cosplay materials kind of in one location. And they were so obscure that a lot of big name brands didn't. So I opened my own online store with my father at the time. He's still my father. I don't know why I said that. But that's now my full-time job. And we are the second largest and the largest privately owned cosplay supply store in America. And we just hit a milestone with our 16,000th sale.
That's so
cool. Wow. That's amazing.
Really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm in my office right now with all my stuff.
So how big is your team at your company? Is it just you? Or?
It's pretty small. So it's two businesses that work out of one office. My father has his own business that he's semi-retired from and works remote a lot of the time. And then it's me and one other full-time employee and one part-time employee.
Nice.
Thank you.
I also heard like that your designs and stuff, they're like you use engineering alongside them, like.
Yeah, so I majored in what would be considered technical fashion. So I was a dual major in fashion and sculpture, and I also but I ran the emerging technologies department in Mass Art as one of the student leaders because there weren't many art students that had an engineering background. So I worked with all of the CNC machines, the routers, the laser cutting lab, water jet, plasma cutters. My senior year, they added, I think it was 50 Ender 3 printers and wire bending tools that all use like 3D modeling software, Tinkercad, SolidWorks, G-Code, Illustrator. And I kind of had to be taught or teach myself that whole suite to do that. And that's a lot of where I picked up kind of those skills. And that is a lot of stuff that we transfer into products we do now. And we've just started releasing kind of our next wave of products, which is like beginner animatronic learning kits for programming in hobbyist and cosplay specifically.
That sounds really cool.
Thank you.
How did your experience on Alarm like differ from all these other activities that you were like a part of in high school?
Yeah, it was very different because it was kind of one where we taught each other instead of being taught by a teacher. Because I mean, most of my other activities that I was involved with at school were very, very structured, and they were run by the teacher. And this was really kind of the most student-driven role. I think the closest other one that I was involved with would have been the drama program, but that's quite different. I don't know, it gave a lot more kind of like worldly experience in that we got to travel more and we got to go and meet other teams and other schools. Like I was never involved on a sports team, which I imagine is the other way to get involved with that kind of thing.
Nice. So, like, apart from like your teammates and stuff, are there any like key memories you've made with certain mentors, like over your years on Alarm?
Yeah, I worked very closely with Jim Minahan, who is still a mentor there, and he worked with me to make the dragon mascot because I kind of started it and I thought I was a little crazy because I am. And then like once we made the kind of first prototype, he worked with me to put in lights and smoke and electronics and programming, which was all way beyond me at that time. And that got me really interested in Arduino, which is mostly what I work with now. Yeah, and then Sharon, who I think is not as involved with the team anymore, she started teaching me how to sew, and that went on to be my major at school.
What were your like biggest challenges that you faced on the team, and like how did you overcome it?
I mean, our challenges then, I think, are a lot of our challenges now, which is funding and visibility and space. We moved lab like 3 times while I was there. Having the place in I think it was Medfield was fun because it was right next to a Chinese restaurant, which was very nice. My specific struggles is that because I wasn't really on the like engineering, mechanical, electrical, or programming teams, I kind of like had to advocate for the importance of art and imagery and branding, which is like a hard sell when you haven't seen kind of the results of that before. But after the first imagery award, a lot of the team got a lot more interested in kind of what I was doing, and I was able to teach some of the other students there when I was a senior.
That's awesome.
So since you guys like moved around shops a lot, like how did you guys like figure out like your machines and stuff? Like how were you guys able to like manufacture your robot?
Our first lab was a much bigger space, and that was at a very, very sketchy warehouse on like the 4th floor of a building that no longer exists by the train tracks in Franklin. And I have a funny story about getting locked out of that building and then climbing the fire escape in a snowstorm to let myself in, which is not recommended, and don't do that. And I did have the police called on me, but that's a whole other story. Yeah, make good choices. But yeah, when we left that location, we moved to the Mansfield location, which was like 450 square feet, and it was a shop window front. So we had like huge glass windows on like a strip mall, and then it was very long. So we kind of squeezed everything into the front, and then all of the machines were in the back. And we had to like slide them out to use them. It was a really not great setup.
Oh God. Yeah, the size is always an issue for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we just got her over the off season. A couple of our teammates worked really hard to actually secure ourselves like a practice field. I'm not sure if you've seen that
Yeah,
on
I've not
Slack.
been to it, but I've seen
Yeah,
the pictures.
You're more than welcome to stop by one of these days. Like maybe later on this season when we're like testing our robot and doing cycles and stuff.
Yeah,
you'll
I'm
be more than
hoping
welcome
to
stop
get more involved. Unfortunately, like right after, literally the day after I came to the like kickoff event, I had antibiotics. So I was hoping to stop in last weekend. Weekdays are a little hard for me with work.
Yeah.
But then we got snowed out. So hopefully this weekend.
Yeah. I think right now we're focusing a little more in the shop because like our CAD got finished up so we can start manufacturing again. But
Right.
once we're more in the testing phase, we'll probably be at the practice field a lot.
Yeah, I'm hoping if I come back, I can pick up some more CAD skills because I design everything in Tinkercad because that's what I know how to do. And I'm like doing gear reductions in Tinkercad, which is really terrible.
Yeah, I think CAD is like it's pretty easy to learn once you get started.
Yeah, I finally have a computer that can run it because I just got like a PC set up instead of my 12-year-old MacBook Air.
Nice. So, if you could give like any form of advice to our current Alarm members, what would it be?
I'm very excited to come and see the robot and see what you guys are thinking for this year.
There's not a robot right now.
What?
There's no robot
right now.
No, I would be very shocked if there was one this early. Definitely, it's very easy to kind of, because it is a robotics program, to really fixate on the robot. But so much of what I learned from Alarm and from the FRC organization is people skills, connections, friendships. It's all about the people that you meet while you're there, and they're great contacts later on in life for industry connections and getting work. And there's a lot of opportunities to kind of build those social skills and those like outreach skills and media skills. And they are really invaluable right now, especially kind of as AI is becoming more and more emergent. People skills are so much more in demand in opposition to that.
Yeah. Do you have any advice that you would give your younger self who's just joining Alarm?
Pay more attention to the programming. I feel like I would have picked that up a lot more. It would have made a lot more of my life easier. And I wish I joined it sooner. I didn't know about it until my like middle of sophomore year. I wish I could have joined it freshman year. Yeah, it's such a great program, and I have such great memories of it, especially during like the competitions and going to events. It was so much fun, and I kind of like found that again now that I work in the kind of like cosplay Comic-Con world. And I do a lot of that work going to events now, but it's kind of like not the same without a team with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you were to like redo your season on Alarm, what is one thing you wished you have done differently? Either you or like as a team in the team, since you already said about you.
I'll probably go with our senior year just because I was a lot more involved with the robot, but we kind of, what's a good way to put this? We didn't pay enough attention to how the scoring worked and be very strategic with that. And I think Steamworks would be a good year to go back and look at for this year's robot, because a lot of similar. Yeah. And we kind of at the start decided we wanted to build a reliable shooter robot because it was something we hadn't achieved before. And that was a great personal achievement for us. But in terms of scoring, it was one of the lowest scoring positions where that year they had like gears that you had to load onto a or not. And then at the competition, we built a gear loading device that worked like 1 out of 3 times. And we ended up taking the shooter off and we played like a defense spot. And that actually got us a lot more points than we did from the shooter.
Yeah.
But yeah, besides that, just finding ways to stand out as a team is so important for, I don't want to say marketing, but for being remembered by teams, because that was our first year that we had the dragon, and that was kind of immediately our identity, and we got a lot more opportunities from alliances because people remembered that we were the team with the dragon instead of just being a number.
Yeah.
What did you guys actually do with the dragon? Like, you made it, like, where did you guys like bring it and stuff? Like,
it was kind of just like our mascot. We had it out in front of the pit with all of our like little pins that we were giving away and our like business card, I guess. And I think originally, like, we were just, I can't remember why we made it. I think it was just something I was kind of doing because I didn't feel like I could contribute in other ways my first year there because I wasn't a super experienced like mechanical engineer or electrician. So we ended up making that, and then we put that in the pit because that was the medieval tournament theming, and it was so popular that we just decided to bring it back the next year, and then we upgraded it with a humidifier.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
So did this?
See it?
Yeah. So did this mascot have a name?
Yeah, his name is Tim. Tim the Dragon.
Okay, I guess we'll have to use that for ours.
Yeah,
Carry on the legacy.
Pick a new name. I'm happy to bring him back, although he's a little worse for wear after being my addict for 9 years. So I'm happy to help you guys restore him or teach you how to make a new one. If I made it again, I would make it out of foam, which is a lot lighter and what we sell here, so I get an infinite amount of it for free. That one is very heavy, thick fiberglass. It weighs like 20 pounds.
oh,
yeah.
I think that would be great.
Yeah, last season, we bought like a small dragon plushie, like this big, that we put out with our pins. So it's gonna be great to upgrade that.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah. Someone sent me the link for the media share, but I haven't been able to do it yet because I have to do it from my other computer because mine's too slow. But I have like 500 or 600 photos from like the 3 or 4 events that I did in my 2 years there. And I can show you guys what our pit setup was then back when we had the full dragon out.
yeah, that would be really cool.
I don't think that we have any other like alarm related questions for you. Does anybody else have anything else?
No, nothing.
All right, then. Let me know if you guys have any other questions, or if you think of something, you can just shoot me an email, or I'll be in the lab tomorrow, assuming we don't get snowed out. But I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys are working on. It's been a long time since I've been in the lab.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
this. This was great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yep.
You
All right,
too.
good night.